My neighbor's 7-year-old knocked on my door crying and said, "Daddy told me if anything bad happens, run here and don't let anyone in." Then I saw his father sprinting toward my house covered in blood. I grabbed Tyler and yanked him inside. Door slammed, deadbolt locked. The kid was in pajamas, no shoes, shaking so hard I could hear his teeth chattering. I crouched down. "Hey, look at me. What happened over there?" Tyler couldn't even breathe right. Snot and tears everywhere. "He hurt Mommy. There was blood everywhere. Daddy said run, so I ran." Oscar, my neighbor Oscar, the guy who brought me beer when I moved in, who always had Tyler on his shoulders at the block party. That Oscar? I looked through the window. He was sprinting up my driveway, blood on his shirt, his hands smeared across his face. Tyler saw him and screamed, like actually screamed. Then he grabbed my arm with both hands. "Don't let him in! You promised! You promised!" I never made that kid any promise, but I looked at Oscar covered in blood, then at Tyler shaking in front of me. I double-checked the lock and pulled Tyler away from the door. "Protect the kid. Figure out the rest later." The pounding started immediately. Oscar was hitting my door with both fists, hard. "Let me in! You have to let me in! She's coming!" I yelled back. "I'm calling 911! Get away from my house! You're making a mistake! Please! She's going to be here any second." Behind me, Tyler was sobbing. "He's lying! He always lies! Don't open it!" I didn't know who to believe. I grabbed my phone, called 911, domestic disturbance, blood, child involved, send someone now. The operator told me to stay inside, stay calm. Police were 4 minutes out, then everything went quiet. The pounding stopped. Oscar stopped yelling. I heard nothing but Tyler crying and my own heartbeat. I moved to the window. Oscar was standing on my porch, frozen. He was looking at something behind him. The look on his face was like nothing I'd ever seen. Pure terror. He pressed himself against my door and whispered loud enough for me to hear. "She's here. Oh God, she's here." That's when I saw her. A woman walking across my lawn like she was out for an evening stroll. Blonde hair, nice clothes, pretty face, pretty smile. She stepped onto my porch and spoke through the glass. "Hi, I'm Rachel, Tyler's mom. There's been a big misunderstanding tonight. Oscar hurt me and took Tyler. I just want my son back. Can you open the door, please?" Every word sounded perfectly sane. I hesitated. Maybe Oscar really was the bad guy here. Then Tyler peeked over the couch and saw her. The sound that came out of him wasn't a scream. It was worse. He collapsed to the floor and crawled backward until he hit the wall. He was more scared of this woman than he was of his blood-covered father. Rachel watched her son hide from her. The smile stayed on her face, but her voice went cold. I said open the door. "Cops are on their way," I said. "Step back from my house." The nice lady act disappeared. What was underneath wasn't human. It was hunger. She raised her hand. Kitchen knife. 6 inches of steel covered in dried blood. "Tyler is my son. I'm taking him home tonight. You can open the door or I can open it myself." She didn't wait for an answer. She swung at the window. Hard. Glass exploded into my living room. Everything clicked. Oscar wasn't the danger. Oscar was trying to protect his son from this woman, and I'd locked him out. "Back door!" Oscar was screaming from outside. "I'm coming in the back!" Oscar burst through my kitchen just as Rachel climbed through the shattered window. He didn't hesitate. Threw himself between her and Tyler. Rachel lunged with the knife. Oscar caught the blade across his forearm. Blood sprayed across my carpet. He didn't even flinch. Grabbed a chair with his good arm and swung it at her head. "Get Tyler out of here! Now!" I grabbed Tyler and ran. Behind me I heard struggling, grunting, something breaking, then sirens. Red and blue lights everywhere. Cops shouting, glass crunching, Rachel's voice cutting through it all. "He's mine! Tyler belongs to me!" Then quiet. I walked back with Tyler pressed against my chest. Rachel was face down on my floor, handcuffed, still thrashing. Oscar was slumped against the wall, bleeding bad, but conscious. He looked at his son and started crying. Oscar told me everything while the paramedic stitched his arm. Rachel lost custody after she tried to drown Tyler 2 years ago. Psychotic break. She got out of the hospital 6 months back. Tonight she came for him with a knife. The safety plan Oscar drilled into Tyler's head was simple. Run to the neighbor. Don't open the door for anyone, not even Daddy. Because if Daddy's saying open the door, it means she got to him first. Oscar squeezed Tyler with his good arm. "Thank you for keeping him safe." I just nodded. I didn't trust my voice.